Hey everybody, it's Physical Friday, and man, have we had a good summer so far. So far, we've been doing these summer challenges, and the idea behind the summer challenges is based on the quote by Bruce Lee: absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add in what is uniquely your own. So the idea is that we're going to experiment with a few things. We're going to try them for 5 days in a row, and if you like them, keep them. If you don't like them, throw them away, never do them again. I don't care. But you won't be wondering about that thing that you've heard about. Like, should I stop eating sugar? Should I stop eating so much sugar? So far, we started out with 15 minutes of meditation. There's one you hear about all the time. Should I be meditating? Some people say absolutely. Some people say, I don't know, it's never done anything for me. Try it for 5 days. That's the way we started out our summer challenges. 5 days is going to be probably enough to get an idea of whether this is good for you, whether it's not good for you, whether it fits in your schedule, whether it makes you a better person, a more effective person, or not. If it does, keep doing it. If it doesn't, find something else. Fine. That's what we're doing this summer. We're experimenting. So we started out with that 15 minutes of meditation a day for 5 days. The next week, we moved on to a gallon of water every day for 5 days. That one was popular. A lot of people posted that on social media. Then we went to 30 minutes of exercise. If you're not a regular exerciser, get in 30 minutes of exercise 5 days in a row. And if you are a regular exerciser, then we added a finisher to the workout. A finisher could be anything. It could be 100 push-ups. It could be 30 pull-ups. It could be run a mile. It could be whatever you want. But something that was not scheduled in the workout that you added in some extra work and got it done. The following week, we did something that was probably horrible for a lot of people. A lot of people probably didn't continue this one. Some people had no trouble with it, though, from the messages I got, and that was no sugar. And when I say no sugar, it was no added sugar. You don't put sugar in your coffee. You don't put sugar in your tea. You don't put sugar on your cereal. You don't have ice cream, candy, things like that. Of course, you're going to get sugar from some fruits and some foods, but you're not going to add it, and you're not going to choose sugary foods. You get it. Get rid of the junk for a week, for 5 days, and see how you feel. Then, my favorite of the summer is 8 hours of sleep every night for 5 nights in a row. That's my favorite one by far. I could use more than 8 hours of sleep. I don't know about you, but 8 hours of sleep is, that's about where I'm comfortable. 9 is awesome. I rarely get it, but I would like 9. That would be amazing. But 8 hours of sleep. So that is one that I'm keeping because I felt wonderful that week. I made sure that I got 8 hours or more sleep per night, 5 nights in a row. I felt awesome. I noticed a difference. So I'm keeping that one. Now, we are on to this week. And before we get to this week, I want to remind you about the Tackle Direct giveaway. You go to tackledirect.tv. You can enter to win the giveaway. It's a huge giveaway. You got 3 nights or 4 nights, 3 days at Hawks Cay. You've got fishing with Saltwater Experience. You've got angler and ale meals, gifts from Yeti, Hook, Tackle Direct, $500 gift card. You've got Lowrance throwing in a GPS and Lithium Pros throwing in a battery charger. There's more than that too. So you can get second place or third place. There's more opportunity for that. So don't forget that. Mindset Monday, that's also something that people have been excited about getting into it. That's very easy to join if you are interested, if you want a little bit of mindset, something I've been thinking about, reading about, hearing about that I use in my daily life, or I am thinking about using, or has inspired or motivated me. That's very easy to do. You simply text the word mindset to 305-930-7346. If you type that word mindset to that number, 305-930-7346, you'll be on that text thread. And every Monday, you will get a little piece of mindset, 400 characters or less, that I personally wrote myself. I've written over 100 of them. And so if you get it, you're going to be there. All right, let's talk about Physical Friday for this week. I didn't want you to miss those 2 things. Those are 2 good opportunities. People who are doing the Mindset Monday, I think they have enjoyed it from what they've written me. And this is an awesome giveaway. Forward the giveaway to your friends, to your loved ones, whatever. Have a better chance of going. You can make a deal. If you win, I'll take you. If I win, you can take me, or vice versa. Okay, so now we're going to move on to another one. We're going to exclude something else out of the diet for 5 days. And this one is easy to do, but it's a lot easier not to do it. You're surrounded by this. You've also heard that in some way it might be harmful to you, or maybe you should not eat so much of it. That is bread or gluten. Bread and gluten, right? I have a love-hate relationship with bread and gluten. First of all, it's my favorite thing to eat. I would rather eat bread than ice cream. Secondly, I don't like it because I definitely gain weight when I'm eating a lot of bread. Definitely. But I love eating bread. So what do? You decide whether or not you want to be thin and have a girlish figure, or whether you want to dive into your short-term pleasure center and eat that bread, because I love eating bread. I love eating bread of all kinds. I like pizza crust. I like regular bread. I like sandwiches. I like all that stuff. But I do notice that when I don't eat bread, I feel better. I don't get that short-term gratification, but I do feel better. So maybe this is your opportunity to try it for yourself. A lot of people encounter problems with gluten. Makes you feel not so good. It can cause all kinds of problems. Some people have no problem with it whatsoever. Some people do better without it. Okay? So how is that for you? Do you do better with it, or do you do better eating it or not eating it? Okay? Here's your chance. If you go for 5 days, you're going to get a pretty good idea of whether not eating bread makes you feel better or makes you feel worse. And again, we're going back to the quote from Bruce Lee: absorb what is useful. So if you feel better without eating bread, try not eating bread after this challenge, or don't eat quite as much of it, or at least be aware that, man, when I didn't eat bread, I felt a lot better. Okay, well, maybe don't eat quite as much. Other people have zero problem with it whatsoever. I'm not placing any judgment here. This is just an observation, or an opportunity, I should say, to give it a try. You're going to be with all your friends on this podcast. We're all going to go through it together. We're all going to be miserable not eating bread and having to say no to the pizza and deciding that you're going to eat something else because that has gluten in it. Or you'll be the weird person at dinner that orders gluten-free everything. I don't know, not a weird person. I have lots of friends that are gluten-free, and, they're just way more careful about what they eat. My daughter actually, gluten does not do well with her. So we're constantly looking for gluten-free things and ordering that way. So this week, 5 days in a row. So today is Friday. You can start to, when you listen to this, maybe you haven't had anything to eat yet, or you can start Saturday and Sunday, and then another 3 days after that, or you can wait till Monday and then do it Monday through Friday, whatever you want to do. But the challenge is 5 days in a row, no bread, no gluten, right? And a lot of times they go hand in hand. But you can find gluten in other things as well. So just look for gluten-free things, try that. And if it works, keep doing it. And if it doesn't work, by no means do you have to do it anymore. But you'll have 5 days to try it and see what you think. And if nothing else, you'll be like me. Like, I can either eat bread or not eat bread. Life is better with bread. I really do believe it. It's awesome. I get heavier, and I don't necessarily want to be heavier, but I enjoy eating bread, right? So, depending on what my goals are, I choose either I'm going to go off bread, or I'm going to, not eat as much of it or whatever. But this is an opportunity for you to stop it entirely for 5 days with all your friends. If you're having a really hard time with it, you can text me 305-930-7346. And I don't know, you can just text. Maybe I'll just read it and won't even respond to you because I won't know what to say. I'm miserable too. I love eating bread, but I'm going to go 5 days without it. So that's the challenge today. 5 days without bread, no gluten. All right. Hope that works for you. Hope you make it. I'm sure you will. And if nothing else, it'll be an exercise in discipline. Can you stay away from it? or 5 days. All right, see you next week.